first rinse. So I'm David. I'm the host. Hi. And sitting next to me is Sheldon.
Sheldon, yeah. I'm Sheldon of Deep Root Center for Spiritual Studies, formerly Shaolin Buddhist Temple and Education Foundation, that was founded by the monks of the Shaolin Temple. And I inherited the practice and I keep the Shaolin training happening in
Hmm.
Oakland.
Nice.
Cool, man. So I'm Xing, and I'm a 34 disabled Shaolin monk. So and also now I represent China Herbal. So we just founding our new company called Shunyi Wellness. So David, would you please tell people more about your Wudang West?
Sure, smell
Yeah.
this first.
Wow. You want to try?
Nice.
Mmm,
Flowery.
caramelly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Wudang West, to put it short, I trained in Wudang for 5 years. And when I was there, it was still early on. And so I don't have very many elders. So I was kind of the elder. And so when I left the temple, my teacher said, open a temple yourself. And so I didn't know how, I didn't know what I was doing, but teacher gave me homework. So that's what started Udon West. We incorporated 2012. We got our nonprofit status 2015. Became a church shortly
Mm,
after that, and then been doing it ever since. We focus more, not so much on the kung fu or the medicine or even the tea. We focus on culture,
yeah.
and then we come to see that the kung fu, the medicine, and the tea, it's all the same thing. Right? And so we focus more on the culture than any one particular thing. Yeah, it's Wudang Western in a nutshell.
Cool. Yeah. So like we just talked about people are getting more familiar with qigong in the Western or the kung fu or martial arts. So and then now people more focus on become more health.
Yes.
So we all represent tea. Would you like to introduce a little bit more tea to them to let them understand it more? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it would definitely. This is introduction of tea to our viewers, certainly not to you. So you know more. I think there's people that know tea and there's people that love tea. I'm definitely on the love side. But we do have a tea club in our organization, and every month we work with our distributors and we send a new flavor every month to people's homes. And then we log on and we drink it together and
Hmm.
talk about what we feel and taste. So that's our tea club. As far as tea is medicine, I'd be curious. This is a wonderful conversation. I'd love to know what you think about tea as medicine.
Yep, definitely. So actually, back to the um, 2000 years ago or
Hmm.
thousand years ago.
When
So
Bodhidharma cut off his eyelids.
even earlier.
Nice.
So even earlier, actually. So when we call the first class when we study Chinese medicine, we talk about a Shen Nong Chang Bai Cao, which is the which is the herbal founder in China who uh, back then who we don't even know what is that, right? All the herbals. So there's a rumor says his stomachs he can see through, after all the leaves you tasting how your body reactions. So actually starting from there, and we call people starting drinking tea. And 1,000 years ago, back to Tang Dynasty, we call this is we don't call tea, we call herbal. So
Mm.
So
and
did it have a different name than cha?
yeah, but normally when we call cha or when we call herbal, the Chinese people thinking the most of a longevity age we call a cha nian,
Mm.
like it's a cha age or
Mm.
tea
Tea
age we
years.
call,
Mm-hmm.
because tea the chiropractor writing like 20A plus 80A, so that's over 100 years. So the Chinese people are thinking when you're drinking tea, you will become more longevity.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you. So Sheldon, what do you think about the tea?
You know, I like to enjoy it. Um, it's mostly I get to enjoy with my friends like you guys. So a lot of the masters that I hang around with, I get to enjoy. I don't have a tea practice other than making it a point to hang out with you guys. So I enjoy it.
Gotta set you up with a tea set.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Yeah.
But you could feel the chi from the tea, right?
Yeah, and I like the act of slowing down and really tasting and feeling, and then also the smell, everything.
Hmm.
And so it's like a really nice experience to just kind of relax and slow down. A lot of things that I do are very fast paced. My job very fast paced, running the school very fast paced. And so it's nice to just have something that makes me slow down.
thank you for saying that, Sheldon, because in the conversation of tea as medicine, I'm not smart enough to know all the herbs and what they do. However, tea as medicine, to Sheldon's point of it, gives him something to slow down with.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's where the medicine is,
Hmm.
because today's life is so fast paced. You have to do, go, go, go. And if you slow down and wait for the water to boil
Yeah.
and enjoy steep after steep, it's not so much the tea, it's the tempo now. I've slowed down, and kind of that's my medicine,
Yep.
right?
And people need this because think about it, we all live in Silicon Valley, and all the people surrounding us they work for IT, and then because what I know, there's a bunch of people surrounding me. They commute like every day, like 2-3 hours, and then work for 8 hours, and they have family. Like what we just talking about, why you don't want kids, right? So the work, the life kind of just destroy them because they don't have time to real enjoy their moment, right? So once just like coffee, right? Or when they sitting down there and they can have a couple of tea, enjoy the sun and then beautiful weather, this is definitely the best herbal. Um, in Chinese medicine, we said what like the best doctor, they don't give pill, they give herb. Yeah, they therapy you before you get disease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that you used to say. It's like the Chinese medicine doctors would prescribe you movement first, then
Mhm.
herbs, and then like as a more last resort, do invasive
Acupuncture is the
acupuncture.
last.
Yeah.
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 And then oftentimes, too, you pay the doctor to keep you healthy.
Mm,
If you're sick, doctor treats you for free
mm,
until you get better again.
mm.
Oh, the tea is so good.
真的吗?
真的. So, the reason, yesterday I had some part,
Yeah.
like, because yesterday Leon and I, we had a huge buffet. I was so full. Every time when I after eat so much, so I have some part to helps me digestion.
Yeah.
So my part is only like 3 years long, which is they still are very stronger. So I had maybe like a couple of my tea. Then I feel like I hungry like directly.
Mm.
Hmm. Well, that's also kind of the rumor, right? Of Chinese food. You eat it, and then 15 minutes, you're hungry again.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when you think of hot beverage to help you digest, as opposed to like a cold beverage that will like maybe can make your muscles get more tense.
Well, think about it like this: if I put my food in the fridge,
Hmm.
when I take it out the next morning, all the fat congeals and coagulates.
Right.
And so if I have a warm meal in my warm stomach, but I put on ice cold beverage,
Mm.
that's going to make all the fat congeal and coagulate. It's going to slug it,
Hmm.
make my digestion sluggish.
That makes sense because you need to heat up to a certain degree anyway in order
Hmm.
to digest.
Digestion fire, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Dantian fire.
Yep.
Wow. This tea I dilute and it
Look
still
at
stays
this.
black. Wow.
Look at this color, man.
Yeah, so my teacher would tell me about how, you get the darkness, but it's still clear, right? The
Yep.
clarity is really important. And then when it's dark like this, it goes to kidneys.
Mhm.
And then you keep brewing, you can see that there's a potential for red here, right? And so you keep brewing, then this turns red. Now it's for heart. You keep brewing, then that red turns golden, amber. Oh, stomach, spleen.
Hmm.
Keep brewing. Now the same water I pour in, the same water I get out clear. Oh, lung, large intestine.
Yep. That's a great point. So, like what you just talked about, there's a five organ, right, or
Mm-hmm.
five elements already,
Mm-hmm.
and then Chinese tea has green, right, black, white, flower, right? So, yellow tea. So it also each
Red.
different kind tea
Mm-hmm.
represents different kind element or different kind organ. So, uh, and I think that's uh why like I like tea because like each different season or just like David said, uh, even though the same tea after you boil for a few times and then it will directly
Yeah.
transform to different element.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about it?
Um, this idea was introduced to me as a process of alchemy. Because we talk about alchemy, I take this lead and then I purify it, refine it, and now I have gold. So I take something that's dirty and I purify it, refine it, and now I have something clear. So I drink this tea. At first, it starts out dark and turbid, but I keep drinking, clear, right? And then with my palate, maybe I cannot taste because I eat a lot of meat or I smoke or I have a big lifestyle, a lot of greasy, heavy foods. But I clear it. Now I can taste my carrot. Now I can taste my orange, right? And so this process of alchemy to refine, to clear, to purify, this is what I think of tea.
Wow.
Science.
Science, definitely.
That
Cool.
is fun.
Well, so can I ask you? I'm curious.
Yeah.
How'd you get to Shaolin? Because when I was in Wudang, nobody from Wudang goes to Wudang. It's
Mhm.
always another province or
Mhm.
another city, or the kids being bad. They don't pay attention in school, so the parents send them to the temple. Like, how'd you get to the temple?
So of course, when I was younger, so I like to fighting all day long. And back 1980s or 90s, right? Because we don't have a iPad, we don't have a smartphone. I think kids do this every day, right? I think you guys probably fighting all day long also when you're younger. So, um, so I'm not like very interesting to study any of like math or history. So as a boy, and then plus back to 1980s or 1990s, so the action movies. So
Mm-hmm.
you everywhere you go, you see Bruce Lee, you see, like all those action movies. So my father, he practiced Kung Fu. So I remember, so the first of all, I watched my father practice. Then, so after when I went up to second grades, so I realized, so I want to become a martial artist. So my father sent me to my shifu,
Mm-hmm.
which is in my village, um, like 30 minutes away from my home. So I trained in there for 2 years. So my shifu, the first shifu, he originally from the Shaolin. So 1997, my Shaolin shifu, which is the abbot, so he become a abbot.
Mm-hmm.
So then Shaolin Temple starting have a lot of performance or training, and then they need more Shaolin warriors to come in to join them. So then I got an opportunity. So my first shifu sent me to the temple. Then I didn't realize, so it's a real temple, you know. So when I first got there, it was shocked me, like there's not much people they can enroll to the real Shaolin temple. So we get a chance to live in the real temple. And then, so I started training there as a prepared, like, because there's some of my classmates, they're older than me. Of course, they training much better than me. So I was the youngest one. And then, yeah, so after the temple training us some Buddhism rule, sutra, meditation, and then so they was give us a little bit of herbal medicine class. I'm not interested back then, so I just feel like, man, this is a waste of my time. I just rather go hang out and running with my friends and fighting with my friends. Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah.
I remember when we went down to LA when they had the big Shaolin thing and they were making a big emphasis on bringing Shaolin medicine back. And it's interesting. That's when I first learned the term Chan Wu Yi.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's what I'm doing. Like, I care about all of these things. I want to know something about all of these things, not just the Wu or the Chan,
Hmm.
but like I want to understand the healing aspect of the work. Um, and that's cool that they were teaching that there, at least at that point.
Wow, that reminds me, I have some literal Shaolin Temple ditta
Ooh.
Hmm.
that one of my teachers had from the 90s.
Wow.
So again, it's old as
I thought we are same age, right? You guys.
We're a little older.
Yes, yeah.
I'm 79. How
I'm
about you?
80.
80. Yeah.
80?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's
Yes,
about
you're
same.
88. So yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. 88. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rat, ox, tiger, rabbit,
Dragon. Yep.
dragon. Wow.
Here, another dragon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you, David? You're a monkey?
Monkey, dude. You can't tell?
Yeah.
But that's a special, like a secret magic
Mm.
to read. Yeah, that's cool, man.
I like to say that I'm a ram, not a sheep.
Not yeah.
Yeah.
Rams Rams are special because rams can be on the edge of a cliff
And still.
and just be completely fine.
Mhm.
And if there's anybody on the edge of a cliff and still holding their composure, it's this guy.
Yeah.
So I have I think it's pretty difficult question for you, Master Sheldon. So when you say you represent Shaolin, and then the best friend, David, or your neighbor, represents Taoism. So what do you think about the way of life of Buddhism and then Taoism?
Well, I've always felt like they were complementary. And the more that I kept studying about Shaolin, I realized that they had the concept of the Trinity Buddha, of the Taoist thought, the Confucius thought, and the Buddhist thought.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, it all works together. And then, like, the concepts that show up in yin and yang as kind of like universal principle. That's understood by Buddhists as well at the Shaolin Temple. So um, I always feel like there's more in common than not. And then also when I think about when the Shaolin Temple would be destroyed in the past, lots of those monks would leave and go to the Taoist temples. And that's the reason why our arts are very similar, related, and have like a lot of crossover.
Cool. So actually, when I grew up, right, when I was younger, so I saw so I'm a true Buddhism. Then a few years ago, so I starting become a Taoism. Think it both philosophy are actually for me it's very important in my life. So Buddhism sometimes there's a lot of rule. Of course, I like the Taoism because there's a lot of rules, but you could follow your heart.
A lot of freedom.
Yeah. So and plus, since when I study more on Taoism, I realized there's lots of because the Chinese medicine originally is from Taoism.
Mm-hmm.
So I study more deep and deep. So Master David, what do you think about it, the Taoism and then herbal Chinese medicine?
Well, I like that you're here asking this because, the other conversation of Shaolin and Wudang is internal, external,
Hmm.
right? And oftentimes Shaolin is considered external because hard, Wudang is considered internal because soft, right? But then the other view, and here you are talking about the roots of Chinese medicine being Taoist. Buddhism external because from India in Hindu Kush regions,
Yeah.
right? Taoism internal because authentic Chinese,
Hmm.
right? And so,
But the Chinese Buddhism is different.
Mm-hmm.
The
very
Chinese
true.
the Chinese Buddhism is mostly like a combination of a three what we usually they call religions,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, but we don't call religions because Taoism we don't call them our religions. We call them philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Buddhism we call them philosophy, but except Confucians, right? I think the Chinese Buddhism is more like the way. That's why many of professors say why Buddhism in India is gone because the Buddhism in China is more like combination of Taoism and Confucians.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I get that because Buddhism in the Hindus regions versus Buddhism in China versus Buddhism in Japan, all
Very
different.
different. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All
Yep.
different,
Yep.
right? And then even go down Buddhism in Thailand
Yep.
or up Buddhism in Korea,
Yep.
Or
all
Buddhism in
different.
Yep.
Tibet, or yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I remember hearing about Bodhidharma simplifying the Buddhism that he brought to the Shaolin Temple, saying you don't need all the sutras, you need direct experience. And so that's kind of the
That's
difference.
Taoism. That's Taoism,
That's
right?
also Huineng.
So Taoism, the narrative says you don't have to follow the sutra.
Mhm.
You just have to follow your heart,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Yeah, it's almost like the Buddhist is more conservative and the Taoist is more liberal.
Mm.
I think it's also interesting though when you hear Buddhism being about the middle path or the middle way, and that's a very almost feels like a balance of yin and yang in and of itself to say that.
Hmm.
But I think that the people surrounding the concept, the people that were studying Buddhism post Buddha, they're the ones that kind of solidified it into a rigid structure. And not that the Buddha was saying that you need this religious structure or you need this thing. And I think that sometimes there's an original concept and then there's how people take it, in the same way that like Chinese culture took Buddhism from India and they took it a certain way. Uh, Japan takes the concepts of Chan and make it Zen and take it a different way because of their culture. And I find it even funny now because, when you watch like things like hip hop being taken a different way in Korea or China or France, and you're like, wow, it's similar. It's like it's almost the same, but there's a difference because of the cultural context and how they take it in.
Mhm.
Yep.
Wow, look at this.
Yep.
What, 5, 6 steeps now? Still bleh. Culture.
So Master Sheldon, we all do qigong. I think people there's a like 90% people they do qigong, but they still don't understanding what is qigong. So when we say qigong, let's explain the qi. What do you think about the qi? What is qi like when we practice, right?
Yeah. So obviously, the word chi denotes breathing or energy that we're deriving from breathing, on a simple aspect. But we could also look at the energy that we derive from drinking or eating, or the energy that we derive from the sun, or the energy that we derive from the ground, or the energy that we derive from our ancestors, our DNA. you know. And so I think qigong a lot for me has been about being aware of my energy, being aware of where I'm drawing my energy from, and also my cultivation of my awareness around it. um, when I move, where is my energy coming from? Is my energy coming from the ground? Is my energy coming from my muscles? Is my energy coming from whatever? And if I breathe when I do this, how did that enhance my movement? And so it's given me like a window to myself that I was completely unaware of. Most people are unaware of their own energy and how they feel. So that's been the biggest thing for me, is even just being able to differentiate my energy from someone else. They're like, oh, this is my energy. This is their energy. This is our energy together. This is the energy of the entire group. This is the energy of the entire country. This is the energy of the entire world. And being able to go all the way from the outside all the way to the inside.
So we all living in the earth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then you can, like, it's really interesting to see how our energy is connected, and then also what are we bringing uniquely to the world.
So,
Dope.
so Master David, what do you think about?
Qigong, I think that we have to be careful with this word.
Yeah.
I think that it's a little bit generic. It's like yoga,
Hmm.
you know. There's hard yoga, soft yoga, spiritual yoga, devotional yoga, partner yoga, sexual yoga. And so in the same way, you look at qigong. There's hard qigong, soft qigong, martial qigong, medical qigong. And so someone says, "Oh, qigong's good for me," and they go to qigong class and they got spears in their neck, like, this qigong, they might get scared.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important that we really discern what we're doing here. And so we have 5 types, right? We have the
Yeah.
qigong for health. Okay, I do
Yeah.
this for my own health. Now I'm strong, so my qigong, now I heal you. So now medical qigong, right? But oh, now you don't like the way I healed you, so now you want to fight me. So martial qigong, right? Oh, we fought, we make up. Now sexual tantric qigong, right? Oh, this is really sweet. You bring me closer to God. Spiritual qigong. And so we have 5 types
Yep.
of qigong, but they all do this. you know?
Yep.
Right.
And so if I'm fighting, this is going to be different. If I'm healing myself, this is going to be different. If I'm healing you, this is going to be different. If I'm partnering up with someone or working my spiritual, this is going to be different.
Yep.
And so when we say just qigong, right, there's room to tell bigger stories.
Definitely. Yeah. So that's why, guys, if you guys want to learning the true qigong, here's the master. Yeah.
And it's interesting to that point. I find that, like, all of these things, you start to realize the different dimensions of each thing that you're doing. You become aware of that, right? Like, my intention or my attention is going to change the quality of what I'm doing, you know. And what's been interesting for me is that I learned Tai Chi first before I learned Qigong. And I learned Tai Chi from a teacher who understood energy. So he taught me about energy first. So then when I started doing Qigong, I could feel everything he was talking about. Before, when he was telling me, I couldn't really feel it. But when I was doing the Qigong, then I felt everything. And I was like, oh, this is what he's talking about. And then that made it easier for me to show people, like, when I move like this, how does it impact me? But how does it impact others? And then also, when I change my thinking, how does this impact? And I think that that has been really a powerful thing, to realize that everything that we do has lots of dimensions. It's not just one thing. Even like when you're drinking the tea, I could be drinking the tea just because I want a beverage, or I could be thinking about my digestion, or I could be thinking about the smell helping me to breathe better.
If I may, speaking of smells that help me breathe better,
Right.
can you tell me about these little satchels, these magic pouches that you've passed off? These are great.
So actually, so there's a lot of ingredients that I don't remember, which is they all have like a very difficult name
Mm-hmm.
to pronounce in English.
Mm-hmm.
But what I know, there's a ginseng inside, and then there's some sunflower inside, and then there's a huangqi,
Mm-hmm.
and then which is the main purpose for this sachet, which is it's a special meaning for Chinese. You know, when they say friends or join the holiday, they want to bring this for luck, or because this one we made it, which is for immunity, because the winter is kind of coming soon. A lot of
Yeah.
people get cold
Mm-hmm.
or flu, so which is I carried on this every day, so then that hopes my intentionally that'll give to me more like uh my immunities become more stronger. So and also so my mentally I thought, okay, so I'm not scary for all those gymmer, because I had something that protected me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me when I think about what you put your intention on is what you start to bring, what you put your awareness on. So if I start thinking about leaves, I'll start noticing the leaves, right? If I start thinking about wind and cold, I'll start noticing when it's cold. But I could go through life just kind of completely blind, not thinking about anything, and none of those things ever reach my awareness, even though I'm experiencing them all the
That's so sweet to me because when my wife and I were first getting together, I love you, honey, I would see hearts everywhere.
time.
And it's like, oh, there's a heart. And I take a picture and be like, oh, that's just a raindrop, or that's just the way these leaves fell, or that's just the way the shadow hits this. And oh, that's a heart. It's like, oh,
And I think also there's a lot of disease in this day, because when you just talk about the salt, right? So a lot of a young generation right now, when they're eating, and then they put their little cell phone right next to them, they're watching some action. So when you just talk about, when you think about the leaves are coming. So when we're watching the movie or when we're eating something, then there's some action to you. So your nerve react as a real like accident that kind of damages you. So Master David, I think you know this more, right?
I'm blown away by your sharing because it makes me think of the reason why we pray before we eat,
Yeah,
right? It puts this loving, healing, nourishing intention into my meal, gratitude into my meal. And then I eat this, and then it fills me with this intention. But if I'm watching action movies and I'm eating my meal, then it's like I'm punching my stomach, kicking my
exactly.
stomach.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot.
Wow.
Like I I don't like movies as much as I used to
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like a lot of the movies are an assault on my senses, and my subconscious doesn't know the difference. Like my conscious mind can say, "Oh, this is a movie." My subconscious doesn't know. I just watched this thing, and that's when you start having dreams and those things invade your dreams. That's when you are really clear that like how it had a subconscious impact on you. And so I actually feel like a lot of things that I watch, especially now, they create a dissonance in the body. Like it feels weird. And I've also noticed the difference when I watch a story that I call symmetrical, where it hits all of the points that it needs to hit for you to have kind of
Completion.
completion.
Resolution. Yeah.
But a lot of the movies now they're created for sequels, so they leave you in a cliffhanger.
Open-ended, yeah.
Yeah, open ended. So you have still this feeling of discomfort, disease, and so I'm more careful about that. So I don't watch a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things anymore if I can't get the completion from them.
Yeah. You sound like the Heart Sutra right now. The five colors blind the eye, the five tones deafen the ear.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm. This is fun. So you got notes. Did we cover all your notes? Did we get all your
We we
talking
we
points?
we, we get everything already.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's just free
Now
flow
just
now.
a freestyle.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I have questions for you.
yeah.
So I know that you've been focusing a lot lately on healing arts,
Yeah.
and like, what is the reason why you've kind of shifted your focus into healing, especially coming from the martial arts?
So both of you knows me because we all know each other almost like 20 years, something like that, right? Because when I first met you, so
It's like
uh
20. I met you guys almost similar time. I met you 2011,
Hmm.
and I met you about 2012.
But
2012.
you and I
Yeah,
didn't meet until about 3, 4 years ago.
yeah. We did
Yeah.
the Buddhist
I mean,
psychology class.
the first time we met, which is the three of us, we went to the
UC
UC Berkeley.
Berkeley. Yeah,
Yeah,
and we
remember?
did.
That's
Yeah, we
I
did.
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was when like I don't remember, but
yeah. That was early on.
earlier, definitely earlier.
That
Yeah,
was probably
I
2013,
remember that.
2013, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
We knew each other like 10 some years. Like yeah,
Wow. Sorry. Yeah, you had set that up at Cal Berkeley,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
and that was some philosophy thing. We talked about
Buddhist
Buddhist Taoism.
psychology. Yeah,
Yeah, we talked about meditation.
yeah.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I shifted my focus, there's a one huge reason. So after I started to teach when I 20 years old, my shifu sent me. Actually, I started to teach 19 when I first come to the United States, 2006. So after I teach so many years, so the teaching or the training in this country is complete different. You know, like my youngest student is 3.5, and my oldest student is 98 years old. I always say that,
Nice.
and they still be able to drive into me to taking my Tai Chi class or Qigong class with me. So of course, there's more younger student than adult. So after I teach so much years, every single class, my adult class, as adult student coming to me, and they keep on telling me, "Hey, Shifu, so my lower back hurts, so I injured my neck, so," and they keep on telling me that. So I started giving them a little treatment, which is when I grew up, we knew something, right, and that can helping them, or the stretching or the training that will helping them. But when they get the real problem, I can't. I feel like, man, we should be able to helping them, but I don't understand. And also, uh, all the kids come here, you know, like it's just kind of like let me feel I just like a baby sister for all the kids. You know, when the parents drop them for our parents went to shopping or grocery buying some food and coming up pick up them, and they might training like 1 hours a week. Like when I was young, we training 6 8 hours a day. So I feel like you know, student coming and go. You know, they come in and go. So I feel like man, instead I'm like 24 at that time. Like instead teaching for the rest of my life without like improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So why I don't study something that I can help in more people?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of huge reason I quit teaching uh, from my school, but I still teaching, right? So you can tell. So I still do seminar class, I still teaching, and I teach some like acupuncture university qigong stuff. But that makes me feel more improvement for myself.
Mm-hmm.
That keep pushing myself uh, to learning something I don't understanding or I can discover is something then I'm interested in, then I can help in more people. So that's one of huge reason, you know, like why I shift my concentrate. But I still can teaching, you know, like whenever I want to starting, right? Like I can starting tomorrow for a new school and then more young student coming to me. But I think if I restart reteaching, so the class will be much more different.
Mhm.
So like I will spend more patience for all the young students, and then I could spend more like treatment or like qigong for my adult class, like Master David doing right now. So I think this is my dream work. Like you have your treatment here, and you have your martial arts here. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I met you when you were still running your school and when you were kind of shifting. And I remember when you sold the school, you kind of went off on a pilgrimage and you grew out your hair and you traveled the world.
Then,
Yeah.
ooh, I gotta see photos.
I lost all those photos.
Yes.
Oh,
It was a cool time watching you do that. And I remember introducing you to some of my teachers like Ping and you were just absorbing everything and it was really cool to watch and inspiring to me too because I think sometimes people think, "Oh, that's the pinnacle. That's the ultimate. You don't have to learn anymore." And you're always been a person that's like, I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep growing. There's something I don't know about. I want to know more about that. And I'm that way too. So, like, it's always encouraging to have somebody you're close to demonstrate that.
Definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we both want to understanding more Master David, right? After uh, what is your life right now? So because you have our both of our dream life right now. So you have your treatment here, and you have your wife, and then you have kids,
Yeah.
and you have your practice right there, and then
Yeah. Yeah, I am pretty dream fulfilled right now, for sure. Yeah, like life, I feel very blessed right now, and I feel that there's plenty of contrast, plenty of trouble to really help me appreciate the blessings that I have. And so I'm grateful for my blessings. I'm grateful for my burdens. Mm.
And you can really grow rosemary really well. I've tried to steal some of your rosemary and try to grow it at my house, and I just can't get it to. So you're truly blessed, truly blessed. So
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
is there
you made an interesting shift.
Mm.
You went from teaching regular classes,
Mhm.
and you've shifted even more so into a different way. Like what made you shift?
Well, COVID made me shift. Because before COVID, I was out at the park every day. I was at the lake every morning, 7 days a week for 7 years. I was at that lake holding space. And once COVID hit and I had to stop, um, I remembered that Wudang is a mountain. And I remember that Wudang doesn't go to people, people go to Wudang. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of running here to teach here, running there to teach here, running. I'm tired. COVID gave me an opportunity to stay in one place and in time allow people to find me and come to me.
Mm,
And then I realized that I got to be more selective of who I worked with. Because when I'm going everywhere, I need to please everybody. And so, yes, I have this tradition, but if I give you this tradition, can you train 6 hours a day? Can you eat better? You
Mhm.
know, so kuma. And so I have to take my tradition, just give you a little bit, or make it nice and give it to here. And then is it traditional anymore? And so now that I'm not running around trying to sell the kung fu, I can be here. People come to me. I feel I can be more authentic.
mm,
I don't. People that come to find me, they know what I'm about. They know what I have, and then I can choose them. They can choose me.
mm.
But when I'm out in the world chasing customers and servicing clients, it's
Yep.
a different relationship.
Yeah, like my shifu was telling me, so you don't have to find your teacher. Whenever you're ready, your teacher is there.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's been the case for me. It's funny because both of you showed up in a time in my life. I had just inherited the school.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the monks kind of had went their way. and I needed to continue my own training. And then both of you showed up. So you came and you started doing workshops at the school. So now I'm learning this Wudong stuff. You showed up, helped me complete a lot of my Shaolin training, and also relearn forms that I learned before, but with a different perspective because you had a different way of thinking about it. So then I learned more about the same thing, like kind of from multiple dimensions. And so it was really nice. And it was also nice to learn from my brothers. You know, it's a little different. You know, it feels different. It feels actually really cool to learn it that way. And I've actually encapsulated you. I've been working on this like kind of comic thing, and I have this character named Fei Hu, who you guys represent. Like it's all of my training brothers. So anybody that I practice with, you know.
Fei Hu, fat dragon? No, fat tiger.
A flying tiger.
Flying tiger.
Fat tiger, of course. Yeah, yeah. There's a three fat tigers here.
Yeah.
So 3 fat dragons here.
Yeah. It's fun how that happens. Have you noticed that when you've gotten older, you have a different power? Like when we were younger, there was this power kind of more external from the outside. And as you get older, you find this more internal power. And it's different. And it's funny to watch how people respond to that power. And I remember watching that with my dad. My dad had this old man power. You know, and I was just like, what is that? Like, will I ever get that? You know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I think that when I was young, I cared more about force. As I got older, I came to discover power. And I found that force is like, and then it's over and I'm tired. But power is kind of more about my position and more about how calm and present I can be. And then boom, power. And then because it's effortless, I'm not tired after.
You're not depleted.
Yeah. And so if there's a distinction between young man, old man power, I think it's that. It's less of an exertion, more of a position. Right? Less of a force, more of a leverage.
Yeah. I think that's why I love studying the martial arts, is because it keeps showing you these same things, but with like in your body. And so sometimes it's hard to understand how the rest of the world works. And then when you learn it with your body, then it kind of stays a little bit more. And at least for me, I like the fact that this practice is an embodied practice. And then the things that are like lofty and harder to get to, like spirituality or even emotional things, you can access them because you can see how it works in your body. And then it's like, oh, I can make that cognitive leap to understand, oh, this is what it looks like in my relationships. You know what I mean?
哇，这个茶太好喝了，
真的吗？
真的。It's
你不骗我吗？
真的真的。It's so good, this tea.
It's still going.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out John Coco. This is a gift from Dr. John Coco.
Wow.
I learned from David a little bit about tea that it's fun. The little tea pets. I learned it from you too. I actually shot a video with you. So Xing has this little character that when you pour the tea, he pees.
He pees?
Yeah.
It's so hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is here. He gets stage fright from time to time. But this guy...
Is that a chew?
Yeah.
Yeah, my little piggy. Let's see if he'll do it. But he blows bubbles.
But usually you have to suck this. Oh, it's starting to explode. Yeah. Here, he's laughing.
We're gonna have to get an insert of that.
Yeah, because it's blocked by the
Right.
strap.
Yeah. It's cute.
Yeah, so now we're kind of getting into the red and the orange right? So this is more fire into earth.
That's why the taste is also different.
Mm-hmm.
So when this tea means that 1990s, right? So for me, so feel the energy. So usually, uh, actually, it's a funny story here. I was doing today earlier. So the Dr. Low, which is my one of my herbal teacher. So we do moxin,
Mm-hmm.
for those
I
things.
told
All the students they asking, why we because when we use the hate, so how do you know all those hate? And then the teacher was answer, when you play the fire, you should know the fire. You should understand in the fire, right? So uh, back to the example, like what I was talking about yesterday. So my teeth is 3 years. Then after I drink, I can feel so the power is like young when I was younger, right? So
Mm.
the power is so aggressive. So now this is like
old
the
man
old man
power.
powers. So definitely, yeah.
Mm.
Way to tie it together. Good job.
Bars.
I mean, like the class. Oh yeah, it's definitely more right. Yeah. So the Chinese talk about the the wood
Mm.
or the rice, and then vinegar. Those five things we use daily,
Mm.
and why we have to eat fresh, why we have to eat something like vinegar or like something we have to form them, because that's like old man knowledge, definitely. Um, so like a couple of days ago, we got a rain, right? So I was burning some wood, and those wood I had like in my home like more than like 5 6 years. So I can feel those heat. They're they're like energies. They can into my joint more deeply. So when I pick some new wood, like new brick, so I feel like I get thirsty. I feel like my skin like more burning. So I don't feel those heat going to more deep to my joints.
Mm.
So I think that's the difference power why we represents, like when you have a young strength or old strength,
It's more
right?
outside,
Yeah.
and the older it goes more in. Hmm. That makes sense. That makes sense. I love how you sound like you're boiling tea. I love
Yeah.
that. So I want to bring this up because I'm curious. So I've been to China 2 times, and obviously the water is different, the germs different, and so if I wasn't drinking bottled water, I always had to boil the water, and so it seems that historically it was probably safer to drink warm liquid than it would be to drink something that's cold directly from the river.
水土不服.
Mm.
Yeah, the water, the earth doesn't sit well with your stomach. Yeah, very very common for foreigners to go to China and have that problem. I remember living in Wudong. People would come for 2 3 weeks on average, and that's how long it takes just for them to acclimate.
Mm-hmm. And they're going home.
And then it's time to go home already.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's you have to stay for at least 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, you have to acclimate to the water. I remember when I was living there, um, I would buy bottled water. I would run it through 2 filters, then boil it, just to brush my teeth.
I remember even when the monks that came before Yong Yao and Chang Jun, those guys when they came from China, they got sick here off of the water here.
Yeah.
And even my teacher Gordon, when he first came to America, he told me he got really sick when he first came.
Yeah. It's common. You get it all the time in India.
Mm-hmm.
You hear
I've
it a
been
lot
there too.
there.
Yeah.
Bali,
Yeah.
the Bali belly is notorious.
Mm.
It's acclimating to any foreign land, any foreign water source, any foreign food. That's why I'm always impressed by these travel doc guys on YouTube that just travel the world and eat all the street food. It's like, yo,
Right.
how many parasites you got, dog?
Is this also part of qi? Is this it, right?
Yeah, like a digestion chi to be able to dispel the food poisoning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we look at chi from the standpoint of blood oxygen, right? Because that's the way that I was also taught, that chi is blood and oxygen. And they would say the chi moves the blood and the blood moves the chi.
Yeah.
And so your immune system is blood, right? And so chi has to do with your immunity as well. So it's the white blood cells, but they're still blood. And so I think when we think about like health from the standpoint of how healthy is your immune system to be able to fight off all of the things that are always coming to attack you. And I think that like when we think about martial arts, sometimes we're always thinking about it from like fisticuffs, but we're not looking at it from being able to have our body defend itself against foreign invaders, foreign bodies.
That makes me think of a question. Speaking of foreign invaders, foreign bodies, total shift of gears here. We're all kung fu people. We all have classes. Have y'all ever been challenged?
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody ever come to your class and say, "Let me try this Shaolin. What is this Shaolin? What if I do this?" Anybody ever come?
Mm.
Yep.
I'm curious about your stories.
I mean, he coming to me in the wrong time because I was like 23 years old. Like I'm the tiger, the young energy. We just I want to explode my energy. Yes, let's do it. But if he coming to me right now, so yeah, I'm running away.
Oh, he'd be in a lot of trouble now. Actually, I think it's funny. I had somebody come and say, if I'm going to learn from a teacher, I need to test their hands. I was like, okay. He never came back.
All right.
Yeah, he never came.
Failed the quiz.
Yeah.
So
Pop
yeah.
quiz.
What's the biggest enemy in your life right now in this?
Great question.
That's a good question. Yeah. I feel like right now, it's about properly arranging, positioning, kind of what you were saying from a standpoint of power, positioning myself for abundance to come. I think it's challenging, and I think when we think about Buddhism and like saying that like attachments is the reason for suffering, and so I'm trying to understand like what am I attached to right now that's aiding in my suffering? What how do I need to shift position in order to receive abundance? And that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like, okay, I have a lot of challenges. Just even simple things like, you talk about chasing students or needing more or needing the right ones. So how do I position myself in order to receive the right people that can not only me help them, but also them help me and the cause. So that's the biggest thing for me. How about you, Dave?
My biggest enemy right now? Probably the world.
So what? You want to against the whole world?
Fucking world, come get this. No, because to your guys' point earlier, like you're living the dream right now. It's like, hey, right now my life is amazing, and so it's like, why does the world have to be so effed up that I wanted the world to be calm and peaceful so I can enjoy. Right?
Yeah.
But you know, that's probably my biggest challenge is the calamity of our day. And I work with people, and so when people come here and they have the weight of the world on their shoulders, um, helping people remember that they're human and that we're divine and we're spiritual. We're not our jobs, we're not our paychecks, we're not our bills. Uh, and so, yeah, those are my challenges these days.
I gotta jump in on this. Um, I think it's really interesting that these arts were created and forged in really hard times. Like these were made for hard times. You know what I mean? And I think that that's actually when they shine the most is during hard times. And it's unfortunate. It's kind of like sometimes when you realize that your best teacher is pain, and you're like, why do I listen to pain more than I listen to when it feels good? You
You
know?
sound real Russian right
Yeah.
now.
You know, and you know, somebody had asked me about like, what do you do in hard times? And I was thinking, oh yeah, this is like I can't imagine myself going through the times that we're in right now without my practice. I would be a mess. I feel like I'm a mess already, but I'm not the level of mess that I would be without an outlet for the energy because it would just reside in my body and create sickness and also having no movement uh, would I'd be in such bad shape. And right now when I look at my other family members that don't have a practice, not saying that the practice is the end all be all or it's going to cure all your problems, all of my brothers are sick. I'm the only healthy brother. So if I need help moving something, I can't call them. And I'm like, oh, okay. This is, and again, not to say that this is the end all be all or this is the reason for health, but I do know that if I just didn't do this and I was doing other things instead, I think that I'd be in much worse shape.
For sure.
And when the pandemic happened, the students that stayed with me, they kept their mind. They didn't go crazy and they wanted to because the world was going crazy. But a lot of people I check in on them that stopped, they're nuts. They're going crazy.
Dang.
Yeah.
Hear that, crazy people? Should have kept practicing.
How about let's cheers for health
Yes.
and
Health.
wisdom.
Yes. How do you say health and wisdom in Chinese?
Master David.
I left China. I stopped talking Chinese. I'm terrible. Health,
Health is
Yangshan,
养生, yeah.
and what was the other one?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
智慧.
智慧.
Yeah.
智慧.
智慧, yeah.
智慧. So say wisdom or health one more time.
Yangshan.
Yangshan. So,
So
yang like I'm trying to think of what it's connected to.
Yang means to like care for or tend to. Like, I have a pet dog.
Mm-hmm.
I
yeah.
have a pet dog.
So when Master David say 养生, and that remind me a different word. Usually when we say health, and people say 健康,
Ah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
like
身体
a
健康.
like 健康, which is more like stay health, right?
Mm-hmm.
But 养生 is different meaning. So a lot of people they want to stay health, but they went to the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
So because on top of the health, there's wisdom, right? I think so. That's another reason why in this state a lot of people use herbal
Mm-hmm.
because they realize, like okay, so think about it. When we go into the supermarket, there's a tons of all the different kind protein, vitamin, like thousands of them, right? And then we just get confused. What should I pick, right? Should I pick like join, or should I pick vitamin C, right? I mean, because when you have a wisdom, when you know the way of a Tao, I think your health is different, right, Master David? You want to explain a little bit this way 养生 like
Yangshan, I understand it as values, right? And so I value my morning, so I'm going to go to sleep early. I value my digestion, so I'm going to eat slow. I value my mobility, so I'm going to stretch, right? And so it's less about doing the thing and more about celebrating a healthy living, right? Because there's people that eat spinach because it's good for them, but they hate it.
I think this is the true wisdom, right?
Mhm.
So, like, that's why we always talk about it. You have to plan ahead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, like when you eat something that you think this is health, but that might be too late, right? So, like, for example, in this season, right, uh, a little young lady who has a very chilly body, right, cold, and they keeping drinking ice water and then green salad. I mean, so Master David can talk more about this, right?
More cold on cold, yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
In the sheng part of the word yang sheng, is it like shang ti or?
Uh-huh.
Ah, okay. So
yeah,
body.
Mm-hmm.
body, yeah.
And so, in the same way I care for a dog, I'm caring for my body,
Mm.
right? Yang Sang, same way Yang Go. It's like, oh, my pet dog.
Mm.
Right? Yang Sang, oh, my pet me.
Mm. Interesting.
So if we say 养生 in English, how do we translate then?
I often,
Instead of health.
I often see it translated as life nourishment,
Okay.
but I like to call it values, right? Um, and so,
Because you do what you value.
You do what you value,
Mhm.
yeah. Because there's life maintenance and eat spinach, but I hate it.
Right.
And so it's also like a loving relationship with these things.
It's interesting because I meet a lot of people, especially in the health world, who have an aversion to martial arts. And I tell them it's the same as you practicing any health practice because you're saying, I value this life. I will protect this life force, right? Like I don't understand why they have this disconnect between valuing this body and this life. I'm going to eat the right things, but you're not going to learn the right things to keep this body protected. You're telling your immune system to be able to fight off things, right? Why would you not teach your hands and your feet and your arms and your consciousness in order how to defend this self too?
Yeah.
So I actually look at martial arts as a health practice because of that.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I think the cultural aversion to martial arts is because there's a cultural aversion to violence.
Mm-hmm.
And so people want to be nonviolent, right? And then so, oh, martial arts, not violent. And so nonviolent, nonviolent. But then you're not nonviolent, you're actually harmless.
Oh, right.
And there's a difference between harmless and
And
nonviolent,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if anything, the person who's harmless is more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the person who's nonviolent, I can kill you right now, but I'm choosing not to.
Right. That's why I was attracted
Right?
to Shaolin.
Yeah.
Because they were peaceful monks who knew how to defend themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. When I look at the animals, like the bees, they're not trying to hurt anybody. But if you mess with them, then you got a problem. And they're going to defend themselves and they're going to defend their queen and they're going to defend their life force. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think when we look at nature, it kind of tells us a lot about how we can be funny, be.
That's your answer, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, this is fun, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think what you guys think about this is enough.
For sure.
Well, there's still a lot of life left in this
Yeah.
tea. We only made it to gold.
Yeah,
It still has to
definitely,
go clear. So we still
definitely.
got at least another hour. However,
People get tired with us, three of us. What the heck with those three guys?
Well, that's the editing part.
Yeah.
Cut down, take the good parts.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
cool. Producer, 怎么样？都睡着了啊！你看。
yeah, that's definitely definitely cool, man. I think do you guys like this week? Should we work on more?
This
Yeah,
is fun.
yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think we could have a bunch of I think it's something then people always I mean, like people always knew something they're like very simple. I think this is really good. This is a kind really uh accomplish them their life, right? Because when they are, when they listening, right? So there's a lot of different kinds of knowledge, right? Or stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I've been actually trying to capture more of my conversations with people. I've come here and we've had conversations. We had a whole panel of masters here and we did talks.
Hmm.
Um, and then I've been doing a podcast and stuff like that. And so like I've had lots of conversations with you, and those are going on there as well.
Mm.
And my students really love it and benefit from it. And we actually discuss the conversation. So like,
Yeah.
did you listen to the podcast? They're like, yeah, I really liked how such and such said
Mm.
this. And there's so much wisdom that just comes out of these conversations naturally.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I learned when I was starting my Kung Fu journey. I'd go to Kung Fu class and I noticed all the good students, that good Kung Fu, they'd stay to clean.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, let me stay to clean. And then I noticed all the good students, they'd stay to clean and then they'd drink tea after.
Mm.
So then I go drink tea with them. I want to soak it all in, right? And these are the good Kung Fu people. So I'm going to be with you guys, right? And I came to find out, to your point of these conversations and discussions, that I would learn more about Kung Fu over tea than I did in class.
Mm.
And same thing, I go to Wudang, it's winter, it's cold, everybody goes home. I'm alone with my teacher over the fire eating noodles. I learn more with my teacher in conversation than I do in class. And so, absolutely, these conversations are golden, and they probably answer questions that people don't even know they have.
Right.
If they gave it a listen.
Right.
Yeah. So
Cool. Yeah, I know my battery says 10%, so we
okay.
definitely
Yeah.
reached it. I'm gonna stop it now. Cool,
Yeah.
man. This is gonna be great.
Bye, guys.